Hi, I am Centimus Prime, and here I will be reviewing the Transformers Legacy Evolution Titan class Decepticon Nemesis in her space vessel mode. So starting off, we will be zooming the camera in just a smidget so we can take a closer look at this really cool looking battleship. So starting off, we will be looking at the front section. So here at this front, we do get this nice long nose cone, a nose section of this vessel. So here we have this whole section, which is actually done up in translucent red plastic. From this section forward, it's done up in that clear red plastic, with all this being in the purple paint and the lavender paint at the tip. Now, if you look closely, this is the color of the actual plastic. This is the color of the paint used. If you look hard enough, you can see a slight, hard to notice, but slight shade difference. But it's honestly hard to notice, and it's really close enough that it looks pretty good. So that's cool. Up here you have this great amount of detailings. So you have all these little vents, these little red details, some lavender in various spots, some gunmetal turrets, some little greebliness here and there. Here we have a little groove, a little like valley of details in there. Very cool. Some extra turns on the sides. Very cool. We got good little bits of greebliness here and there. Some greeble here, some greeble there. Very nice. Here we have the bridge section. So let's get a closer look at that. We have this bridge. We do get more of that lavenderness going through here. We get some of that gunmetal greebly. We get little bits of lavender here. We do get these little windows, and that's the insides are done. We do get these windows that are done up in translucent red plastic. I actually want to try this. Wow, that looks really cool. So you can shine a light through there and have it look really nice. Very cool. Very cool indeed. And up here we do get another turret, as well as this this top section here with these little antennas and stuff. And back here we get a little block of gray. Looking through the side, you see that there's these little stabilizer fins up here on front. Really cool. You get a lot more of that greeblies and panel linings and stuff. And like what appears to be little windows. Very cool. Very cool. Lots of cool details. Lots of cool details. More little windows and stuff. Very nice. Up here at this large back fin, you do get more of that panel lining with a little bit of greebling here and there. This greeble's been done up in this dark gray paint. Very nice. Very nice indeed. Up here on this large wing thing back here, do get a lavender stripe. That just swoops up and just straightens out at the top. Really nice. And look at this. This is no... Well, it's printed up above, but look at this. This Decepticon logo has been fully molded in and painted over. That is some class. That is really good. Really good. I do think that's really nice. Now, as far as these side wings go, you do get a bit of paint here. You do get a little bit of paint here on each side. It's on the other side too, if you want to see that. Boom. That's pretty much the same on either side. You get the little vents, a little red arrow, a little red speck of paint. Speck of red paint. Anyways, do get these wings with a little more of the greebly goodness, as well as these side wings. Look, the wings have wings. Very cool, very neat. And if we look back here, you can see that the backs of each wing has been nicely greebled as well. Very nice. As well as all this. A little bit of greeble, and look at that. And here's the ship from the back. We do have just a little bit of a gap back here, but that's no big deal. However, you do get this really nice thruster details with like small little greebly bits and details, like absolutely everywhere, like even in these small cavities in the slot, in these little cavities of each thruster. It's like very nice, very nicely detailed, and has a little bit of that sky blue paint. Very, very nice. Very nice indeed. Here's how it looks from the other side. Very nice. Very nice indeed. Oh, and under here you do get this large round area down here, so that when you place it down, it sort of acts as a landing gear of some sort. So that's cool, I guess. Now, before I get into accessories and features and stuff, I would like to mention this. Yes, these are stress marks that I got on my figure. This one's pretty bad. It's like you get a very noticeable stress mark and even a crack down here. I fear that might break off sometime soon. This isn't a fault of the figure itself. I think this was just me transforming the thing wrong. My first time transforming it. It's also here on this side, but it's nowhere near as bad. You just get like a little dot of stress. And then back here, you can see that. Get a little bit of stress marks here, but this was not me. The stress marks on this wing part, that was already there when I opened it. When I got this out of packaging. So I just wanted to point those out. Definitely not a deal breaker, but it is a shame. Thankfully, this large one back here, thankfully it is like, not, like looking at it from far away, yeah, it is bad. Like, from my eye, it kind of looks like the same color as the lavender up here. So I sort of just see it as an extra little bit of color, of that lavender color, a little bit of that panel liningness. But I do fear that thing will come off someday. But oh well. The ship still looks very nice. How it looks from the top. Very cool. We do have these panels, which likes to come apart. It's easy enough to push them back in, but they do get undone after a little bit. But anyways, let's start getting into the features. So yes, you can lay this ship on her thrusters. Now what's gonna happen here is that, yeah, and here's how it looks from the bottom. Up here you do get a little bit of red details and stuff. Very nice. And down here you do get a little bit of that, a little bit of details, but you also get a little bit of that hollowness in the plastic. No, again, no big deal. As well as a giant hinge here. So anyways, what's going to happen is you're going to fold these two halves together so that they're nice and locked tight. And now you have the Nemesis looking how it usually does. Bottom wing and everything. More wings, more big wings for this big wing vessel. Very nice. And the details down here aren't too different than the details up here. It's just missing the Decepticon logo and this little bit of greeble down here. But aside from that, it's pretty much similar. More windows down here. More panel linings and stuff. Really cool. Cool stuff like that. Very cool. Let's get these parts spread apart so I can show you some of the other features that this toy has. So, such as, go back here, this little bit of greeble, bam, can flip out to reveal another little smaller cavity. Now what could that be for, you wonder? Well, if you just so happen to have some Earthrise modulator figures with these sort of panels, you could just take a panel off of one of these modulator guys. I have Ironworks here. I have a row panel. Down here you do get a little bit of details. You do get a little bit of row paneling, which is kind of weird considering it's an alien spacecraft and paved roads aren't a thing in space. But whatever. This can easily just attach on and be a part of someone's Micromaster base thing or whatever. Really cool. I guess you could drive your Hot Wheels around in there and stuff like that. Like, really cool. Really cool. Flip that up. Obviously, we have these that just flop around with a couple of indents and stuff like that. Again, pretty neat. Pretty neat. Now, I also would like to mention that if you've seen my unboxing video for this figure, you would probably see that this vessel requires some assembly out of packaging. Requires some assembly. Parts that you have to put on. That I have to put on that are separate in the packaging, but you attach onto the vessel. These parts entail these parts are these side wings here. They come packaged separately. They come packaged separately. They're not actually separately. This whole bottom wing section comes packaged separately. These side fins, these side stabilizer wing things, they also come packaged separately. You take this off. This little command station antenna thing also comes packaged separately, but it's just like a little 5mm ports. Boom. It's just that simple. That's how it looks without it. Pretty simple stuff. And all these turrets, on all these guns and turrets, as well as a few other pieces, are all from a included sprue. Yes. This Titan class transformer comes with a sprue that you have to use model kitting tools to cut them open without damaging them, hopefully, to reduce risk of damaging them. Some people might find this as a negative. I personally don't, because I personally am getting into the whole model kitting thing, so this is like no big deal for me. However, these turrets, they are pretty cool. So these three front ones, they each have a 360 rotation, so they can rotate like so. Very cool. And these side ones, they have a little bit of left to right, but that's about it. I think if you take one of these ones, just attach it here, like, yeah, you get a lot more range of movement out of that. And then these ones you can just attach up here. And that's not a bad option. Again, not a bad option. I'm actually going to do that now. Boom. And boom. And this turret up here is able to rotate a little past 90 degrees in each direction, but can do a 360 if the rest of the bridge is out of the way. Pretty neat stuff. But anyways, like I said, these do come off. You do attach them. The instructions tell you to attach them and everything. And let's see. And you can also see a bunch of little posts here and there. These are if you happen to have any blast effect pieces, like I do, you can use these for until spicing things up a little. Like you can grab like a blast effect piece like this and like attach it to there. Like you can like have it like so it looks like it's being taken down by a big gun from the Ark or something. Really cool. I don't think that's supposed to come off, but it's easy enough to pop back in. It's just mushroom pegs. Come on. Boop. But anyways, just trying to show you that there's even some pegs down here, so you can like put a few of these ones down here, a few little blast effects down here to make it look like it's being rocket propelled up in the air. Very cool. Same goes there. Very nice. I do like that. And of course, the Nemesis also has them on the other side. Very cool, very cool. If we turn it back this way, split these apart again. If you just so happen to have those Jetfire blast effect pieces from the Ark, you can use those. You can just so happen to use those on the Nemesis back here on these thrusters, and they do not look out of place. Do not really look out of place. It looks just as good as on the Ark. Here as on the Ark. Very nice. And up here, where all the artillery is, each one of these barrels, which 3 of them have 3 gun barrels, and 3 of them have 2 gun barrels. So each one of these gun barrels is a spot to put blast effect pieces in. So if you want some action going on, you have that going for you. You can like put one of these blast effects pieces like there. Really cool. You can put a couple on like these ones like this. Very nice. Very nice. Very cool. Does look really good. Sadly, the Nemesis doesn't come with any of her own blast effects. But hey, blast effect compatibility is always nice. if you're into that thing. Very cool. Let's flip it back over. Let's see. And there is one more feature I would like to mention. If you flip these panels up on either side, and you can like put your finger in and pull them out, or you can like tilt it slightly and have them fall out. Here we have these little docking areas with little micro spaceship, with little micro Decepticon seekers in there. So we can take these out. So each one of these docks gets a 3mm post. You can easily just put a blast effect here like so. Very cool. You can slide it back in. And they are hinged. And they're also compatible with the road system. So there is that. Very cool. And you do have them on both sides. To get 2 more of these little micro aircraft pieces. These pieces were also on sprues. So let's take a closer look at these little pieces. Shall we? So here we have 4 of these little micro scale Decepticons. So here we have a Seeker, a Earth mode Seeker. They all have a 3mm hole in the bottom to attach to the docking areas. Here we have a Siege. We have a Seeker in the Siege mold. We have a Seeker in its Earthrise mold. And here we have ramjets, a microscale ramjet, and a microscale dirge. No, thrust. This one's thrust because it has the little propellers. It has little thrust, has little turbines. That one's thrust. This one's ramjet. And here they are compared to Dirge, just because. And Dirge is the size of a regular Seeker boy, a regular Earthrise Seeker. So you have all of those little guys. So I guess you can say I now have all 3 of the cone heads, technically. Now, none of them are painted, but I guess someone who's like very skilled at painting these like tiny little figurines can easily like paint these up however they want. I don't think I'll be doing that, but I do appreciate the amount of detail in these little things, even though they don't transform. Very nice. Very nice indeed. And just because I think it's cute, here is the little micro scale one right next to that one. And final thoughts, I do think this is really good. It's like really cool. I will be making a part 2 for the transformation into robot mode, because it's such a massive thing. But my overall thoughts, I do really like this. It is really cool. Oh, and before I leave, here is the Nemesis compared to the Ark. Weird how I'm reviewing the Nemesis before I review the Ark. But that will be another time. And would I recommend this? I honestly totally would. If you're into, like, just the ship alone, I would say it's pretty worth it if you're a fan of just the ship and you're okay with not transforming it. Really, it's really nice. And the transformation and the robot mode is also really good, but I will get to that when I get to that. And with that, I think that'll be it for this video. If you enjoyed the video, please consider to like and subscribe, and maybe even comment if you want to, or have any questions. And of course, I will be posting again